good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're hearing this Virgo. Today, we're cutting through something dense, something most people tiptoe around: your money blocks, the invisible ceiling you've built over your own head, the reasons your bank account looks the way it does. And no, this isn't about manifesting or crystals or vision boards, though if those work for you, great. This is about the tangible, psychological, behavioral stuff that's actually keeping you broke. Ready? Let's move. You're carrying beliefs about money that are lies. Straight up lies. Not even your lies, inherited lies, passed down from people who had their own issues with money and didn't know any better. And you've been operating from those lies like they're gospel truth. Um, they're not, they're just programming. And programming can be rewritten, but first you have to see what's running. You have to identify the code that's keeping you in loops, the beliefs that sound true because you've heard them your whole life. But when you actually examine them, they fall apart. Let's start there with what you think you know about money that's actually nonsense. Money doesn't buy happiness. How many times have you heard that one? Probably a million. It's everyone's favorite deflection. Thing is, it's partially true, which makes it dangerous because partial truths are how lies survive. Money doesn't buy happiness, sure, but poverty definitely buys misery. Financial stress destroys mental health, ruins relationships, limits options, creates constant fear. So while money might not directly purchase joy, it absolutely purchases peace. And peace is the foundation for everything else. People who say money doesn't buy happiness usually fall into two categories: rich people trying to humble brag, or broke people trying to cope. Neither perspective is helping you. The rich person already has money so they can afford to be philosophical about it. The broke person needs the belief to survive the pain of not having it. But you need truth, not platitudes. Um, and the truth is, money solves money problems, which happen to be most problems. Money is the root of all evil. Actually, that's a misquote. The real phrase is, the love of money is the root of all evil. But even that's questionable. Plenty of evil happens without money involved, and plenty of good happens because of it. Money's neutral, it's a tool like a hammer. You can build a house or break a window. Tool doesn't care. But this belief, it's toxic. Because if you believe money itself is corrupting, you can't pursue it without feeling corrupt. You'll sabotage yourself every time you get close. You'll create situations where you lose it, give it away, avoid opportunities to earn it, because keeping it would make you one of the evil money people, and you're not evil. So you stay broke to stay good. That's the unconscious math happening. Rich people are greedy. Some are, some aren't. Same with poor people. Same with middle class people. Greed isn't a wealth issue, it's a character issue. But this belief does something sneaky. It makes wealth synonymous with moral failing, which means if you want to stay moral, you have to stay poor. You've set up an impossible choice: be good or be comfortable, have integrity or have resources. And because you're a decent person, you choose integrity, which keeps you struggling, which you then wear as a badge of honor. At least I'm not greedy. At least I'm not one of them. Meanwhile, your rent's late and you're stressed about groceries, but hey, at least you're virtuous about it. You have to work hard to make money. This one's insidious because there's truth in it. Work is part of the equation, absolutely, but hard work alone doesn't create wealth. If it did, every person working 2 jobs to survive would be rich. What creates wealth is value creation, leverage, strategic thinking, working smart, not just hard, understanding how money moves, and positioning yourself in the flow. But this belief keeps you grinding, keeps you thinking hours equal dollars in a direct line, keeps you exhausted, underpaid, and confused about why you're not getting ahead despite the effort. Because the game isn't about effort, it's about effectiveness. And nobody taught you that because the system benefits from you not knowing it. If you're too tired from working hard, you won't notice you're working for someone else's wealth accumulation. You'll just keep grinding, believing that's what it takes, while the people making real money work less and think more. They figured out the game. You're still playing by fake rules. Hold on. I need you to hear this next part. These beliefs, they're not innocent. They're not just harmless ideas floating in your head. They're directives, operating instructions, and every financial decision you make runs through them first. Should I ask for a raise? No, that's greedy. Should I start that business? No, I'm not good with money. Should I invest in myself? No, that's irresponsible. I should save. Should I charge what I'm worth? No, people can't afford that. Every single money move gets filtered through your beliefs. And if your beliefs are broke, your decisions will keep you broke. It's that simple. So let's talk about what you need to release. Not just beliefs, behaviors, patterns, the whole ecosystem of lack you've built, starting with scarcity thinking. Um, this is the big one, the foundation everything else sits on. Scarcity says there's not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough for everyone. So you have to fight for your peace. You have to protect what you have, can't share, can't risk, can't invest. Because what if it doesn't come back? What if that was your only chance? This thinking makes you reactive, protective, small, makes you say no to opportunities because they feel risky, makes you clutch your resources instead of circulating them. But here's what's real: money is abundant, literally being created constantly. There's more money in the world today than yesterday, more tomorrow than today. The pie isn't fixed, it's expanding. Your piece doesn't take from someone else's. That's not how it works. You getting yours doesn't prevent anyone else from getting theirs. Scarcity is a lie designed to keep you competing instead of creating, fighting for scraps instead of building your own table. And as long as you operate from it, you'll make scared decisions. And scared decisions don't build wealth, they protect poverty. Let me give you concrete examples of how this shows up. You see something you want, a course, a service, an investment. Your first thought, I can't afford that. Not how can I afford that? Not what would this create for me? Just immediate no, door closed, possibility rejected. That's scarcity talking. Or someone offers you opportunity. Your first thought, what's the catch? What am I missing? Suspicion, distrust, looking for the problem before seeing the potential. Because you don't believe good things just happen. You don't believe you're the kind of person who gets lucky breaks. So you talk yourself out of it, protect yourself right out of opportunity. Or you make some money. Your first move, save it, hoard it, protect it. Not because you have a plan for it, because you're scared it won't come again. So it sits, doing nothing, creating nothing, just existing as proof you have something. Meanwhile, opportunities pass that could have turned that money into more money, but you're too scared to use resources to create resources. And that's poverty consciousness. Even when you have money, you're still broke. Because broke is a mindset before it's a bank balance. Next thing you need to release, undervaluing yourself. This is huge. This is probably the biggest one. You don't know what you're worth, so you accept less. You don't advocate for yourself, so you get overlooked. You don't negotiate, so you get underpaid. And it's not because you're incompetent or lazy or unskilled. It's because somewhere you internalized that asking for what you're worth is too much. That naming your value out loud is arrogant or presumptuous. That you should be grateful for whatever's offered instead of negotiating for what's fair. So you stay underpaid, overworked, resentful, but blaming everyone else for not recognizing your value when you won't claim it yourself, that's not it. That's avoidance. The market pays you what you communicate you're worth, not what you secretly think you're worth while acting like you're worth less. If you accept lower pay without counteroffer, you're saying this is fine. If you do extra work for free, you're saying my time has no value. If you don't raise your rates ever, you're saying, I'm not growing. People believe what you show them, not what you hide in your heart. Show them you're valuable by acting valuable, by pricing yourself correctly, by negotiating, by saying no to lowball offers, by walking away from situations where you're undercompensated. That's how you train people to value you, by valuing yourself first, consistently, publicly, and stop waiting for someone to discover your worth like you're a hidden gem. You're not hidden, you're just underpriced. Next, release the need to understand every step before you start. This perfectionism thing, it's a stall tactic. You're waiting to know everything before you do anything. Waiting for the perfect plan, the guaranteed path, the risk-free option. None of that exists, and waiting for it means you never start. People who build wealth don't have all the answers when they begin. They figure it out as they go. They learn by doing. They adjust in real time. They're comfortable with uncertainty because they trust their ability to navigate it. You're waiting for certainty that never comes. While opportunities expire, start messy, start incomplete, start scared, but start. Release shame around wanting money. We covered guilt earlier. Shame is different. Guilt is I did something bad. Shame is I am bad. And if you feel shame around wanting money, you're carrying the belief that desire itself is wrong, that you should be content with less, that wanting more is ungrateful. But you can be grateful for what you have and still want more. Those aren't contradictory. They're both natural human states. Gratitude for now, ambition for later. Both valid, both healthy. Shame around ambition keeps you playing small, keeps you apologizing for your goals, hiding your desires, minimizing your dreams, because you don't want people to think you're greedy or entitled or privileged. But your small goals don't help anyone. Your poverty doesn't feed anyone else. Your lack doesn't create equity. You staying broke doesn't fix systemic issues. It just means one more person struggling instead of thriving. You having more doesn't take from others, it actually creates possibility for more, for employment, for generosity, for investment in community. And wealth in good hands creates good outcomes. So be good hands and stop apologizing for wanting to have something in them. Last thing, release the story that you're bad with money. You're not bad with money. You've just never been taught how money works. Most people haven't. Financial literacy isn't taught, it's gate kept. So you're out here winging it, making mistakes, feeling stupid, and instead of recognizing that you're just uneducated in this area, you decide you're inherently bad at it. You wouldn't say you're bad at speaking Mandarin if you'd never studied it. You'd say you don't know Mandarin yet. Same thing with money. You're not bad at it, you just haven't learned it yet. And you can learn right now, today. There are books, courses, free resources everywhere. The information exists. You just have to decide you're capable of understanding it, that you're allowed to learn, that financial intelligence isn't reserved for other people. It's for you too, if you claim it. Stop telling yourself you're bad with money. That story is keeping you broke. Start telling yourself you're learning about money, that you're getting better, that you're building skills. That's a story that creates different results. Look, you have everything you need to change your financial situation. You have access to information. You have capacity to learn. You have ability to act. What's missing isn't resources. It's permission, permission to want more, permission to ask for more, permission to be ambitious without guilt. So here it is. I'm giving you permission. Not that you need mine, but sometimes hearing someone say it helps. You're allowed to want financial abundance. You're allowed to pursue it actively. You're allowed to prioritize it without being shallow. And you're allowed to become wealthy and stay a good person. Both things. At the same time, no conflict. Now go release what's blocking you. The beliefs, the shame, the fear, the smallness. Let it go. Not in some mystical way, in a practical, conscious, decision making way. Notice when old patterns show up. Choose different. Notice when scarcity talks. Talk back with abundance. Notice when you undervalue yourself. Correct it in real time. This is the work. Not magical, just intentional. And it works if you work it. So work it. Your future self with a healthy bank account will thank you. Trust me. Take what resonates, apply it today, and watch what shifts when you stop being your own biggest money block.